It is another very, very hot day in my car. But we are going for day 2 now, which yesterday I had a really good time filming everything, getting everything, kind of equipped. So I'm interested to see how back day is going to go, because I changed some stuff in my back day. Of course, I redid my routine about a week to 2 weeks ago, so I don't know exactly how it's going to go now that I've changed everything. But I don't know. I'm just excited to start filming and getting things together, because the more I start doing my new routine, the more I feel like it's going to become more in place in what I'm doing, because I got really used to the routine of my workout before, and I really like sinking into the routines in the middle of my workout. It's relatively easy for me to start finding a groove with whatever plan I create, no matter how different it seems to be with what I was doing before. So I'm hoping that day 2 will go pretty smoothly, just as well as yesterday did. Because yesterday, even though I hit my full workout, I'm surprisingly not as tired as I thought I would be, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I feel like it's going to sneak up on me somehow, in a way I didn't expect. But yeah, I'm kind of tired, so my talking today isn't going as fluidly as it was yesterday. But I had a good lunch. I had spaghetti and got some carbs in and different stuff. This morning I had more senior stuff, so now the school year is kind of winding down. It was really cool to see a bunch of my old teachers and stuff when I went again, because I hadn't seen so many people in all these different years. But I went to my elementary school, and even though a lot of it had changed in a lot of ways, when I walked through the hallways, there was still a lot of the same teachers that were at the same place. And it's kind of nice knowing that consistency, because I was in that school over 10 years ago, but still some things, when things stay the same like that, it's kind of nice and reassuring to have that consistency in different areas of life, even when you don't expect it. So I don't know, coming back to middle school, elementary school, there's a lot of hanging out with people and being remember when type conversations, which those are always top tier. Nothing can beat a good old remember when this happened, because you're just stirring up old memories. It's always a nice reassuring thing. And it kind of felt weird, because when you go to those old places, you kind of start reliving the same mindset that you used to have. In high school there's a certain vibe that everyone has that's not as friendly or warm welcoming when you're in younger parts of your life. So when it was weird, because going to the elementary school, I noticed that everyone, when you're surrounded by all these younger kids and all these kind teachers that you used to have that are oh my gosh, and they recognize you, and they call you by name and all this stuff, everyone kind of softens a little bit. They lose sort of that hard exterior that you have. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting to watch some people that really try to have tough guy mentalities or something. Everyone's just smiling, and people were more open to talking to each other, even people that you weren't super close with at certain times. They're more open to talking with you when you're talking about the time in your life when you were a little kid, and you didn't have biases or things that made you like or dislike other people. You were just all in the same boat, but you all like experienced it together, and that's all that really mattered. So I don't know, I kind of wish, I feel like there's not a real clear way that you could change that per se, but you know, it's just some type of interesting thing to think about. But so back day, I'll go ahead, get it started with some pull-ups. Pull-ups is usually how I start it. I don't know how I have it written in my new plan, but I'm hoping that things will look good once I get started in there. So I'll see you in there. Okay, so my legs were definitely like straddling up a little bit. I wasn't trying to cheat the rep a lot, but it just was kind of natural as I was going up. So next time when I pull, I'm going to try to get a better grip going into it. Okay, so my arms came out on that final one, but I'm just going to go ahead, go into sit-ups, just kind of like give myself a little rest for the back. I might try one more set later on towards the end of the workout, but then that'll be it for that. one felt a lot easier. I might have to go up to 15 next time that I do these to make it harder on myself, or at least harder on my abs. After this though, I might try one more last set to try and get some more pull-ups in, and then I'll go upstairs and work on a bunch more back stuff and then some bicep work. Definitely feeling the stretch with these last ones. I'm trying to pull as high as possible so I can get the most tension on my arms, but it's definitely hurting. 20 is a good weight for me, so I'm going to continue that into the last set. So that was my first time doing the Bayesian cable curls, and with those you get like a really good tension like as you come from the bottom to the top, and the point of it is to be unilateral. We're only doing one arm at a time, which definitely feels like I'm gaining a lot more every time I'm doing it. So next one, I'll do the next 2 sets, basically same thing. So that one definitely feels a lot better than some of the other bicep movements that I've been doing. I might try a different camera shot from the front so you guys can see more of like how far I'm bringing my arm down rather than just from the side.
What are you filming for? Is this a project of yours?
Yeah, it's a project.
The rise of Miles Bauer.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna start uploading videos. What? Nah. I'll take it off. Take it off and log in. It's like just where yours. I haven't tried it before, but I'm like trying. You're supposed to like do this. Just like pull it to like your upper chest. Probably in school.
How long are you gonna be here for?
Maybe like a little over 30 minutes.
Okay, my next thing I'm gonna do is bicep curls.
I just did a bicep curl where you like use the cable and pull it up.
Yes. I'm trying to do that towards 2 sets, 8 reps. But on the second set, it's only to be failure.
Yeah. Bro, your biceps are gonna be like huge. By the end of the summer, you're just gonna want to get closer.
No, but the thing is since it's like that, it's just upper body fit.
Yeah.
Shoulders, hips, everything.
Your legs are literally gonna be like the only thing.
Sticks and all that. That'd be something. I'll do a little bit of that, boys.
Today, we have a special guest, and he's getting ready to smash a new bench PR.
Actually, do you want to try bench PR? I haven't maxed out on benching forever.
Bench
Last
PR?
time I did it, it's a plate. Let's do it.
Let's do bench PR.
That looks good. So I'm just gonna start out with this one. 5.
Or like 3 or 4. However you feel like once you get 4.
But I'll do them.
Good, good. Yeah, the wide grip gets like a longer stretch on your back, but if you do it with a close grip, it's just like normal pull-ups.
The close grip, I feel like it's forearm. Like I feel my forearm.
Yeah,
So that's why I usually grab like this.
yeah, I'm in between. I just do the wide grip on this day, and I think I'm gonna start doing like a close grip with a different thing once I start doing it another day. Did it. Rested for a week or did like a bunch of stretching, you could easily hit a PR.
I think it's pretty good.
You want lift up? Too easy. Too easy. I'll just do mine in between.
No. No. No.
Maybe. I do what I can feel like doing.
There you go.
And my back broke and back face. Yeah.
Push, 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 push. Push, 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 push. One more, one more. Push, 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 push. Yes. Nice. Bro, you could tell you're like pushing to your last strength. Like, oh, so good.
That's good to know. I think this. They may go 110, 115.
Yeah.
Getting my notes.
Everybody congratulate this man. He just hit the best PR of his entire life.
More like a checkup. But
More of a checkup PR, but like
This is the way.
it's still doing good. Wait, let me see if it has, oh yeah, it sees it. He built his entire workout with ChatGPT.
This one isn't. This one was just
Oh.
my research.
This one is the personal research.
Yes.
This one is his academically scholarly behavior.
Actually,
going on
between
right
like Mr. Mike, you know that guy, Dr. Mike, the big
Oh,
bald guy.
yeah.
And then Mike Mensner, the
Oh, yeah.
bodybuilder.
This is the influencer
Influencer
list.
special right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always build your workouts from influencers. That gets you the biggest pump and the biggest muscles
Exactly.
and the most women.
True and real.
arms really gave out on that last one, but I still got the reps, so it counts. Okay, I'm so unbelievably sweaty right now. Like, whatever that last set was, I entered like runner's high as soon as I hit like 26 reps on that last set. But my abs hurt so bad right now. All I have left is rear delt rows, and I'm getting out of here. I'm so exhausted. Okay, I can only do 8 for that last one because my arms started giving out, my chest is giving out. It's the last set. I'm just gonna have to understand that it's not gonna be perfect or pretty, but I'll get it done. Well, once again, the day is finished. It was a good lift, and once you face some fears once again, some more social anxiety, seeing a bunch of eyes, but we got rewarded because I got to see my friend Caden, and yeah, and he got to hit somewhat of a PR. He said he had already hit a plate before, but he had not hit it in a long time, so he kind of wanted to check now that he could have meet a spot, and he crushed it. So proud of Caden, proud of the workout we did today. Not a whole lot of complaints except for near the end. I did not fill out the normal amount of sets that I wanted to. Exactly, but at the same time, I'm kind of actually, I'm going to turn the opposite way. I didn't get to hit the sets that I wanted to, but at the same time, I was kind of giving out near the end, so I relinquished some control of the workout, just being like, it is what it is, we'll get it next time. And you know what, I did hit a lot of good back movements that I hadn't before, and I really enjoyed the cable curls. I did not think I was going to like that as much as I did, because I had to have a really good pressure, like really make sure I'm focusing on a full range of motion, which I didn't know if I'd like or not, or be as good at. But honestly, the pump felt great from it, and it was just all in all a good workout. I don't know, when I was in the middle of the workout, I had something I wanted to talk about, but I can't really remember what it was. I'm trying to rack my brain and see what I was thinking about. I don't know. I guess I was just thinking of some things about the channel, because I want to optimize it to make sure I can post as easily as possible, and there's kind of going to be minimal editing, and I'm just going to splice these clips up together so I can create my full workout days that I can showcase, because I'm almost using it as like a little video dump, basically, to just track my progress, but at the same time show myself what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, because when you're watching back footage, you can really calculate a lot of what's good and what's bad, and that's kind of, I feel like if I'm as I'm cutting these things up, I might notice glaring issues with my workouts that I'm not consciously thinking about, but give myself a new perspective to work from might elicit a little bit of good results. But yeah, that was, oh yeah, and I was also thinking about, Caden was the first person that I guess really figured out about the YouTube channel, because I told him about it in between filming, about my plan for how I wanted to quit all social media and just dive into YouTube on a whim, and he was totally supportive, which was awesome. And I don't know, Caden's just a really chill dude, and he got into lifting, he's getting into lifting really good, and he's doing really well at it. Every time I see him at the gym, he's really working hard, and he's got good work ethic and stuff. So I'm always happy to see people that are putting in the effort into stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything big, even if you're putting effort into something that some people might seem stupid, like if you're really trying to grind out a video game or something, a lot of people would be oh, that's a waste of time, that's a waste of energy. But I don't think that is. I think if you're passionate about something, you're working hard at it, that transitions to a lot of, well, I'm just gonna keep the camera down there. I think that just transitions to a lot of other facets of life. And if you like grinding out video games and stuff, I mean, you can use that in other parts of your life, but it just gets a little dangerous if, I guess that's all if all you're doing is putting a bunch of effort into things that are not that are just not good for you arbitrarily is not the right word, that are just like, I guess inherently not good for you things. If you put a lot of effort into it, you know, I don't know. I'm just a big believer in, if you're putting in effort and if you're putting in work and time and really like energy into stuff, and you have a positive mindset of like winning and getting back things from it, you know, you'll get some stuff given back to you by doing those things, and I think that just applies everywhere. I guess is the main point of what I'm trying to say. Even though I'm very tired, and the talks in the car that I have on the way to the gym might be a lot more coherent than the ones on the way back from the gym, just because I'm always tired anytime I'm leaving the gym. So my brain's just really like a pile of mush of just mashed potatoes and just incomprehensible mess, which is why I ramble on like this. But I don't know, it's nice to kind of have this little outlet where I can release some stuff. I guess that's something I can talk about, how it's nice for you to develop things as outlets, which you can do that at, you know, any age. I think you don't have to have like a lot of money or be at a certain level of success or like personal growth in your life to where you have to find outlets. You can find all kinds of outlets, but like if people come looking for me to advice about things, like, I'm not saying I'm qualified to give out advice. I'm just saying, like, as a friend, if someone comes to me and they're looking for how to move on after a relationship, or how to move on past bad days, or they've had some bad weeks or bad relationships with, you know, just people, just like daily life struggles, like struggling at work, different things, just different ways for them to not deal with stuff. I think just finding an outlet and really finding a hobby, and a hobby that can a couple hobbies that act like outlets. Sorry, my words got mixed up there. I feel like that's immediately what I go to every time, which is kind of lame because it's so simple, but at the same time that's how you kind of deal with things. Because a lot of people, like I definitely want to go to therapy when I'm older, not because there's anything wrong, but because, like, I don't know, I think therapy's like a great thing. It's a great mechanism and outlet for people. And I used to really think that it was like for people with weak mindsets, or people that, you know, there's like a stigma where it's therapy's only for people who really are in dire need of help. But I feel like therapy, it's an outlet, but it's not a hobby, which is why it's in this weird like position for people. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm down to watch movies or play video games or go partying or other things as outlets. But if you're talking about like reading or working out or getting therapy or stuff, different things that are, I guess, less commonly accepted, people have a little bit more stigma attached to it, so they're not as open to those other forms of outlets. But I think it's good to have a bunch of different forms of outlets, especially, my main point was, especially if you're not in a place, you know, financially or otherwise, where you can't, you know, get therapy, that it'd be good. Sorry, there's a bunch of people parked right now while I'm running errands. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I was running errands. Again, I might be running some errands this week after the gym, in between the gym sessions that I'm filming for this first week. But that means longer car talks. So, I was talking about therapy, outlets, hobbies. Find yourself, if you are struggling and you feel like you aren't in a place in your life where you can talk to someone about it, if you don't have like really close friends, or even if you have close people in your life but you feel like you aren't open to sharing and being that vulnerable with them, or if you're in a place in your life where you feel like therapy is not an option for you, I would say pick 3 hobbies that serve as outlets and ways for you to pump your energy and thoughts and emotions and feelings into. This is kind of like common stuff that I've picked up from a bunch of self-improvement videos and like books and different stuff that I've watched. But a lot of people say splitting it into 3 hobbies, get some diversity and some different ways of looking at stuff in your life that's positive and, can give you real life benefits in a bunch of other places. So those 3 hobbies are: 1, a creative and artistic hobby where you can really put feeling and emotion into like creating and developing something. I'll use me as an example. I like sketching and drawing in my free time, but I've fallen off that. I fall off that really frequently, and I used to be really into playing piano as a creative thing, but I don't know how to read sheet music. I only played by ear, and it's something I've just never been like very, very into. Like music as a whole, I like listening to music, but I haven't listened to music, very intensely for a long time, or like since childhood, that type of thing, like a lot of people I know. I only really listened like starting around 2018, 2019, which is kind of late, but I just never really like specifically sought out music until that point. But I altered between art and music, but I never really got very invested into all of them. But now I have like, once I got my computer, I kind of became very interested in like digital arts and stuff, and now like digital video creation and like the behind the scenes of a lot of that stuff, which is now why you're literally watching my creative hobby and my creative outlet right now by creating these videos and stuff. And then at the same time, you're watching my second hobby, which is second, you can't really see it in the camera. Second hobby is a physical hobby of some sort, and it doesn't have to be a lot. You can set the bar as low as you want, but going out and doing something for at least a little while, you definitely need that in your life for the good of your body and the good of just releasing all kinds of pent-up energy and emotions and just everything inside your body to feel better. And you can do running, you can do boxing, you can do, if you're still in like school and stuff, you can do any one of like the sports available. You can do walking, running, going to the gym like I do. That's why I said you're watching kind of mine. You're watching me creatively make videos and like develop online stuff, like as getting my creative juices flowing, and at the same time you're watching me do my physical hobby of working out, which is kind of cool that I can combine those 2 hobbies and kind of make it really interesting for people to watch these videos. But just doing anything to kind of get yourself moving is another way to release it. And then combine that with a third hobby, which is a mental hobby, which is like growing your brain and stuff. Which that sounds like exhausting. That sounds like nerdish. That sounds like initially it would not be that much fun. But if you're looking to live like a happier, more diverse, more like, I guess, just multifaceted life, more interesting life, you need to accept the fact that growing your brain is an important part of that development for yourself. And so you can do this by a lot of things. You can take classes on different things. You can get into reading, which that's what I've been doing recently. A lot more of is I've been buying books and getting into reading, and not just like manga and comic books and stuff. Like, you can start with that stuff. Reading anything will get you that kind of mental knowledge, but I've been diving into more like non-fiction, like kind of just basically, when I was younger, I read a lot of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Big Nate, like stuff like that, stuff that's not really considered true literature, like true classics. And then high school definitely burnt me out on a lot of like classic literature with all the English classes that I've taken, but I'm getting into like self-help books recently, and then different like non-fiction books about different things. Like I just read one about creative pursuits. I read one about Trevor Noah. He's like a famous comedian. It was like his biography. Like just different stuff like that to grow your mental capacity. So like I'm using myself as an example to kind of like get that idea out there that you can really improve yourself in a lot more ways than you think, just by making simple, adaptable changes. And as I grow older, I kind of want to diversify a bunch of those different hobbies and figure out, is the stuff I'm doing now, like, can that stuff be long-term, or will my interest change? And the answer is always going to be your interests are going to change, because as you grow and develop, your interests are always going to be different and always going to be like adaptable to something else. But at the same time, you can pursue interests for a very, very longer time than you think. But you just got to be willing to adapt and always want to improve and always want to overcome a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to say, and I just got home. But I enjoyed a bunch of what we did today, and I thought the car talks were good, even though my brain's kind of mush right now. That 3 hobbies thing definitely is real, even though I'm just yapping and quacking and just spilling my brain. But I'll see you guys. I don't know if I'll have a lift tomorrow, so I might not film tomorrow, but by the time this is released, it won't really matter. I'm going to release 5 videos initially to the channel, just to give a bunch of content for people to watch initially, and then I'll just start releasing one almost every day as I do stuff in between rest days and stuff, just to explore my creative side. But I'll see you guys later. Bye.